We continue to spotlight the many programs across our area honoring the life and legacy of a civil rights hero. The Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Outreach Ministry in New Bern will hold a brunch next Monday. Carol Beckton and Marshall Williams are here with me today. Thank you so much for joining me.
My pleasure.
Now, we're talking about the committee that is many years strong in bringing this brunch program to the community. Tell us about the history of the committee.
When I came into the committee around 2009, after having retired from Craven County Schools in 2008, and initially when I came in, it was Martin Luther King Committee, and they provided different programs to the community to make sure that the legacy of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was preserved and is still preserved. We do community services. We go about and we see where we can lend a helping hand. We have contributed to families for different reasons after the hurricane, some of those events. And also during Thanksgiving, we provide meals for at least 2 families. Recently, we have tried to partner with the Duffy Field Head Start, and we provided some mittens and gloves and hats and t-shirts for them to have. So in doing that, we want to make sure that we are serving in our community. Around 2000, I think it was 14 or 12, we changed the name from Martin Luther King Jr. Committee to Martin Luther King Jr. Outreach Ministry, because what we do it as a ministry, and all that we do as unto God. We seek God in all that we do, and we want to provide helping services to help families and the community to thrive.
Marshall, how many people are we talking about, this village, making this happen?
As far as the committee? Or,
yes.
We have probably about 25 members to the organization. The 17 years, we have people that come and go, but we've been here for a while and doing a great job in the community.
And we're seeing some of those great deeds in these photos, from the brunch program to other programs and even other MLK Day events that you support. Tell us a little about those at different churches and different venues.
Yes, it's a community event. We often go to different churches. Our gospel program will be at Mount Calvary this year, and we're thanking Mariah Davis for being our Mistress of Ceremony this year. And again, this is a 17-year venture. Yesterday marked Martin Luther King's birthday. It would have been 96 years old this year. And this organization has been standing the test of time. And we've been trying to keep the mark of the legacy and keeping our children and our adults and everyone involved with the legacy of Dr. King.
So you have your brunch coming up on MLK Jr. Day. You mentioned the gospel program. When and where is that taking place?
The gospel program will be that Saturday at 2 p.m. at Mount Calvary's Church on Calvary Street. But I want to speak about our guest speaker, who will be Crystal Regan. She is the executive director of the Tryon Palace Museum. She's the first executive director since their inception, about 65 years. So we're glad and proud to have her support the community.
And she will be the guest speaker at the brunch itself, which is on Monday. Other events are planned around the area, which you guys also support those events as well. I want to ask you, Ms. Carol, what does Dr. King and his dream mean to you?
It means a lot to me. It embodies my life, because having been a child and a participant and living during the civil rights era, I can relate, and I do relate to what he represented, the impact that his life had on mine even as a child, the eloquence of his speaking, and understanding what he meant and what it meant to me. When in 1964, after civil rights came into being, and then Dr. King continuing to teach and guide us by telling us to be peaceful. That is so important, because that is the most important thing, to seek peace and to pursue it. And in all of his endeavors, what he did for civil rights, he did it through peace. He did it through teaching us to be nonviolent, no matter what, to stand up and do what was right, and do it because it is the right thing to do, and not resorting to violence, but doing the right thing at the right time.
And sometimes that's difficult.
Yes.
It is very difficult sometimes, but when we know that and we do it out of love, and his faith being the guiding thing, and that's what the word tells us, to love our neighbors as ourselves.
Yes.
And Dr. King walked that walk, and it was through that we were able to come forth as pure gold. We achieved our goal, but it's not over.
No.
But we still hold true to the training that Dr. King gave us.
And you know, as we keep the dream alive and we continue to hold these programs, the days of service, it's a day on, not a day off. People working in the community, doing outreach. And if people want to be a part of this outreach ministry, Marshall, who do they contact? How can they get involved?
Well, they can contact myself or Reverend Beckton. We have a Facebook page that we have, and they can come to our monthly meetings.
And the name of the Facebook page?
It's the MLK Outreach Ministry.
MLK Outreach Ministry, and again, this is in New Bern. When it comes to your brunch that's coming up, Monday the 20th, are tickets still available? How many have sold already?
Well, we're at our max now, but there's a possibility if you get us a call early, you might get a ticket. This will be an exciting year. This will be we'll have the flame full this year.
Okay.
Everybody's supporting it.
Looking forward to it. And you can find more information on the flyers that you've been seeing on your screen. You can also contact this ministry on Facebook, and those tickets are going very quickly. Final thoughts here, Marshall. It's 2025, and you know, you're looking past 1964, 65, and the marches that took place, the March on Washington, all the fights that have happened, laws being passed in Congress. Is there more work to be done?
The struggle never ends. There's always work to do, advocating for justice and civil rights. Dr. King's legacy, in order for it to stand, we must still keep that torch lit. And his March on Washington speech was actually done in North Carolina first, in November 27,
Rocky Mount.
Rocky Mount at Booker
Yes.
T. Washington High School. He gave that speech there about a year later. But we got to keep vigilant and stay involved with the community, with Congress, and keep these laws available for everybody to vote and do what they can.
And your final thoughts on this topic as well?
My final thoughts is just that we should always live to do good, to
Yes.
serve others.
Amen.
The Bible tells me that we came to serve, not to be served. And when we are serving everyone and looking to the needs of others, not only ourselves, and making sure that there is equality for everybody, and supporting those who have experienced inequality, to make sure that it is always available to them.
Thank you so much.
Amen, amen.
And again, January 20th is the date, 10 o'clock in the morning. It's at the Flame in New Bern. Tickets are going very quickly, but you might be able to still get one. Check out the brunch, the meaning behind it, and also the fellowship that Dr. King wanted across all racial groups. Our Mariah Davis will be serving as the guest speaker for that brunch. Thank you so much for tuning in once again right here on YouTube. I'm Valentina Wilson in your community.